Yo, yo, yo. What up? What up? What up? My betting family. We back with another video here at No Limit Bets for the NBA slate of March 29th, 2023. Before we get started though, as always, I would like to say good morning to y'all, good afternoon, whatever time it may be that you're watching this video. Hope y'all having a good one, and hopefully we can make it a better day by winning some money. Also, if you guys are new to the channel, please like, comment, and subscribe. It's truly appreciated. We're currently on the road to 1,000 subscribers, and we're less than 400 subscribers for hitting that mark. So I definitely appreciate all the love and support that you guys have shown thus far. But without further ado, let's go ahead and hop into today's video. I'm going to be bringing you out my top 6 picks for tonight's NBA slate of games. Just to do a quick recap of yesterday's slips that I did submit. I submitted a total of 3. And as you guys could see, we were able to sweep one of them. We were able to bring out the broom on one of the slips. As you guys could see, Stephen Curry, we were able to get it on a Taco Tuesday discount. But he had a great night offensively as he ends up scoring 39 points. So even if it was discounted or not, he still went over. We also took Valanciunas over his rebounds and assists. He just barely makes it over with 14. Pascal Siakam had a great game against the Heat, goes over his PRAs. We did take the under on Brandon Ingram. Now, this one was definitely a sweat, as Brandon Ingram, I believe, heading into the fourth quarter, he had, I think, 23 points. I believe he had 23 points. So definitely a bit of a sweat, but the Warriors were able to hold it down and only let him get the 26 points, or they were able to contain him for him to get 26. Also, we had Nick Richards over his PRA line. He barely kind of gets over, ends up with 25. And then we had Tyler Hero over his 30.5 PRA. He has a monster game, even though the Heat pretty much get blown out, as he was able to go over this line in points alone as he scores 33 points. So a sweep on this slip, definitely a good night. Now moving on to the next slip, we were able to go 4-2. We replayed the Nick Richards prop. Trae Young, man, was definitely a disappointment. He had a rough first half. Gets it going a little bit in the second half, but all in all, it just he wasn't able to get it done, as he only ends up with 16 points. Couldn't even hit the discounted Taco Tuesday line of 21.5. Moving on to Bam Adebayo, he was able to go over his rebounds and assists. Also, we were able to call the under on Markelle Fultz rebounds and assists. He only ends up with 6. We also took Steph Curry over his 5.5 assist line, and he ends up with 8. And then Jaylen Brown. Overall, the Celtics were a big disappointment last night. The way they lost to that Wizards team. I know Porzingis had it going. We're going to get to him here in a little bit. But Jaylen Brown only ends up with 25 PRAs out of the 36 that we needed. So 4-2 with that slip. Not bad. Now moving on to, unfortunately, the bad news of the night or the day, as this slip right here with the picks that we posted on yesterday's video. We already went over Trae Young. He was a disappointment yesterday. His regular line was at 25.5. I did mention in yesterday's video, I did like both his regular line and the discounted line, but obviously I was totally wrong on that, as he has an off game with only 16 points. Jimmy Butler ends up a DNP. The news came out later in the day he wasn't going to play. He was going to sit out for this one, I believe, to like some neck soreness or something along those lines. Darius Garland was able to get it done for us, as he ends up with 27 points and 5 assists, totaling 32 points and assists. Now, going to Kristaps Porzingis, we did take his under 25.5 points, but as I just mentioned, he had a unbelievable game as he ends up with 32 points, and the Wizards were able to kind of sort of pretty much blow out the Celtics. They really didn't have that didn't wasn't really competitive throughout the whole game. So the Celtics a big disappointment. Also, Wendell Carter Jr., we took his over points and rebounds, and he only ends up with 29. And lastly, we were able to call the under on Jacob Pertle's PRA line as he only ends up with 13. So all in all, obviously, with the picks that we posted on yesterday's videos, it was definitely a disappointment. It was a letdown, but all in all, in yesterday's slips that we did submit, we had a good day, especially with this sweep right here. So we definitely want to get that momentum of that sweep going into today's picks. So let's go ahead and hop right into them. For my first pick, I'm going to be going to a points and assists category. And I'm going to be going down to the Brooklyn and Rockets game. And I'm going to be taking Spencer Dinwiddie over 28.5 points and assists. Now, for the season, as we know, the Rockets play little to no defense. They're not a defensive team. They're up and down, fast-paced teams. They're more concerned about getting the ball in the basket. And for the season, the Houston Rockets are allowing the most points per game and the most assists per game to opposing point guards. So this should be a great matchup for Spencer Dinwiddie to get us 29 points and assists. Now, these two teams did play once earlier this season. I believe it was earlier this month with the new look Nets. And in that game, Spencer Dinwiddie ended up with 27 points and assists, falling just short of this line. He did score 23 points and added 4 assists. Now, in that game, he only played 29 minutes as the Nets won by 22 points. It was a blowout, which he didn't play his full minutes. Over his last 10 games with the Nets, he's averaging 36.9, pretty much 37 minutes a game. So pretty much a half of a quarter or 8 minutes below his minutes average. So all in all, as long as it stays kind of competitive, I know the Nets have a blowout potential here. I think the point spread is definitely double digits. So I think Spencer Dinwiddie could be the one doing the blowing out here. So I'm going to be taking him for my first pick. For my second pick, I'm going to go to a points prop, and I'm going to be going down to the Timberwolves and Suns game. And I'm going to be taking Devin Booker over 27.5 points. Now, against the Timberwolves, he's hit this over in 4 out of his last 5 games. In those 5 games, he's had 29, 29, 28, 18, and 32 points. The 18, obviously, it's not something that we want to look for tonight. He just had an off game. But all in all, he's been good against the Timberwolves here recently. Now, I know KD is expected to make his return tonight, but that really doesn't worry me too much, as in the 3 games that Booker and KD did play with the Suns, I believe it was March 3rd, 5th, or 1st, 3rd, and 5th, somewhere around there. Those 3 games in early March that he played with KD, Booker in those 3 games scored 37 points, 35, and 36. So I'm not worried about Devin Booker being able to get his with KD, as also KD is more likely going to be on a minutes restriction, and they're definitely going to need Booker for this one as they try to hold on to that 4th seed and home court advantage for that first round. So I'm going to be taking Devin Booker over 27.5 points for my second pick. For my third pick, I'm going to go to assist prop, and I'm going to go to the earliest game on the slate, and I'm going to be taking Jrue Holiday over 7.5 assists. Now, over his last 5, as you guys can see, he's averaging 8.2 above this line, and he's gone over in 3 of his last 5. The 2 that he did miss were just on the hook with 7. And I could, obviously the 2 that he did hit, 2 of the 3 that he did hit was also on the right side of the hook just barely making it over with 8 now. Against the Pacers, obviously there's blowout potential here, as the Pacers, we don't know really who's going to suit up for them for tonight and moving forward for the rest of the season. But against the Pacers, he's over this line in 8 straight games, including the previous 3 matchups this season. Now, in those 8 games, he's averaging 11.2 assists per game, well above this 7.5 line that they have him at. And the 3 games earlier this season, he's had 11 assists, 9 assists, and 11 assists. So 2 out of those 3 games, he had double-digit assists. And he should have a good matchup here. As we know, the Pacers aren't really going anywhere. And they're pretty much playing their young players, see who can develop and who, if they could find a gem, pretty much. But over the last 7 games, the Pacers are allowing the 6th most assists per game to opposing point guards. So all in all, I think this would be a good matchup for Holiday, and I'm gonna be taking him for my 3rd pick over 7.5 assists. Now for my 4th pick, I'm going to be going to a PRA line. And I'm going to be going down to the Lakers and Bulls game. And I'm going to be taking Nikola Vucevic over 29.5 PRAs. Now, and over his last 5, he's only averaging 26.4. He's hit the over in 3 out of his last 5. 2 of them, he pretty much just had off nights. I mean, the one against Philly was an off night with only 15, but the one against the Lakers, where he only ended up with 7 PRAs, he did get ejected, in the first half of that game. Only played 15 minutes, so definitely expect him to have obviously a better performance here tonight. And Vucevic, since he's been with the Bulls, he's only played the Lakers twice. One of them was this past Sunday, the game he got ejected in. But the previous one, he did go over this line. I believe he had 19 points and 13 rebounds, totaling 32 just points and rebounds. So I think Vucevic has been the lone consistent player for the Bulls, and I expect him to just be the consistent player he has been all season for them, and obviously get us 30 PRAs for tonight. So I'm going to be rocking with him for my 4th pick. For my 5th pick, I'm going to be going back to the assist category, and I'm going to be going to the Mavs and Philly game, and I'm going to be taking Luka Doncic over 7.5 assists. Now, over his last 5, as you guys can see, he's been averaging 9.4, going over in 4 out of the last 5 games. Now, 3 of those 4 games that he did go over, he barely just makes it over with 8. But I think all in all, Luka is going to have a good assist game here tonight against the Sixers. Against the Sixers, he's over this line in 3 straight games. As you guys can see, they just changed them tonight here live on the video. So we're still going to take him over 8. He's hit this over in 3 straight versus the Sixers. In those 3 games, he's had 15 assists, 10 assists, and 12 assists. Now, the 12 assists was the earlier matchup this season, not too long ago. And one of the key points that I do want to make is that Embiid and Luka are pretty much fighting for that scoring champion. Luka is behind Embiid by 0.4 points. So Embiid is averaging 33.3 points per game, and Luka is at 32.9. So I wouldn't be surprised if, if the Sixers try to get the ball out of Luka's hand and make him more of a passer than a scorer tonight. So this is the reason why I'm going to be taking him over his assist line. It sucks that they just bumped it up here as I'm recording, but like I said, I still like it. If anything, we could probably end in a push, but I'm going to be rocking with him for my 5th pick. And for my 6th and last pick, it's pretty much kind of a gut pick, There's really not much stats behind it, as he is just returning from injury. I'm going to be going back to the Suns and Timberwolves game, and I'm going to be taking Karl Anthony Towns over 25 points and rebounds. Now, obviously, Towns has been pretty much injured throughout pretty much the whole season before these past two games that he has been, coming back. He last played in November, I believe. So he's pretty much missed the whole season. Like I just said, he did come back 2 games ago. And he's starting to obviously get his wind up, get his minutes up, get his comfort back and whatnot. And this is a big game, as the Timberwolves are currently the 7th seed, trying to avoid that play-in spot. And as I mentioned in earlier's video, the Suns are the 4th seed, trying to keep that home court advantage for the first round. So I think this is going to be a good game. I think the point spread is only 2 points, so it should be a competitive game. And like I said, there's not much stats behind it. It's just pretty much a gut pick. I think Cat could definitely, form some sort of defensive issues for the Suns, as he's very versatile. He could hit it from the 3. He could put the ball down and take it to the rim, things of that nature. We all know what Cat can do and what he's capable of. So I'm going to be rocking with him for my 6th and last pick. So just to recap, we're taking the over on all our picks tonight. And as always, if you agree with any of my plays, please do your own research. Just don't take my word for it. And also here at No Limit Bets, we like to go with the low risk, high reward. So I'm going to be placing a $7 entry for the possibility of winning the 175. So we're going to go ahead and place that entry. And that's going to be it for today's video, y'all. Y'all have a good rest of your day. Enjoy the games tonight, and we'll be back here tomorrow. Let's get this money.